Hello, everybody. Whoopsie daisy. There we are. I'm here. Andrew M. Candy XX. Hello, everybody. It's Douglas Block. It's a Wednesday. As I said on Sunday, we're going to do one extra live stream this week to compensate the fact that I didn't have a video coming out on Monday. Welcome, everybody. It's June 19th, 2019. Actually, it's the birthday of my cousin Johnny. Hey, Johnny. Happy birthday. You're 72. My God, I'm headed there one day. Blaise Pascal was born today, the great mathematician who said the heart has its own reasons that reason cannot understand. He was a mathematician, then he became a mystic, and today is the anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibited discrimination in voting based on race, ethnicity, and a couple of other things. Anyway, a landmark legislation by Lyndon Johnson. I was alive. I was 15. How many of you were alive? Hey, Ms. Z. Hey, Jason. With your bad jokes. I need some. I can't find mine. Rich Smith, good evening from the UK. As I say, a surprise appearance here. And unfortunately, I can't figure out how many people are watching because Safari's not working properly. So let me know in about 15 minutes. Very depressed, lightly virtuous one. What's going on? Hey, Jason, nice to see you again. Situational, like I have, or is something just go wrong with your biochemistry? Speaking of new things, I wanted to let you know that we're getting some good feedback about this podcast of mine, Live Life Guru Detroit podcast. On June 7th, I was the guest, talked for an hour about depression recovery, made a lot of good jokes, and I hope you guys can tune in. Just go to your podcast app and look for Liz Life Guru. I'll even type it in right now. Liz Life. Hey, Anthony, nice to see you still here. It's quite a battle to stay alive sometime. Hey, tell me about it. I did a video last year called Your Mind is a Battlefield. Every moment of every day, you've got to decide what thoughts you're going to choose. You're going to choose thoughts of love, thoughts of encouragement, or thoughts of, darkness and discouragement. You feel like the past is catching up, Candy XX? In what way? I like Zephafu. Interesting name. How is the past catching up with you? What do you do when you have suicidal thoughts again? Good things are happening, but I don't want to continue. You just basically do like this. You just turn to the right and say, first you say cancel, and then you focus on something else. Just, God, the sun is out. The birds are singing. I have a nice memory of a time I went to the beach with my friend, or my nice memory of my child being born, or graduation. Just focus your thought on something either in the present or from the past that's positive, and just let the suicidal thoughts come and go. Like they say in Buddhism, pass by like the clouds in the sky. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts. It's only a thought, and just because you have a thought, you don't have to act on it. Candy XX, my past traumas, it feels like the pain of them right now. Well, you have post-traumatic stress disorder, like tens of millions of people. There is something out there that has been around for a while that PhD psychologists use that you may want to research and talk to your doctor about. It's called EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing, or rapid eye movement. It's supposed to help bring up those memories and release them from your cells. The brain is malleable. The brain has something called neuroplasticity, and even with trauma, it can change and be healed. Actually, there's God, I just saw a video or something about people working with trauma. Oh yeah, Candy XX. There's a book that was just recommended to me about a vet from Iraq or one of the wars, and he talked about how he was able to process his own PTSD by James Hatch, Touching the Dragon. You may want to take a look at that. If it's too triggering, put it down, but otherwise, he may give you some ideas and inspiration about how to deal with past trauma. How can we deal with insults? I feel literally hurt by almost everything people say. Well, what people think of me is none of my business, said a very famous author, Terry Cole Whitaker. And you just have to think of the insults rolling off you like water off a duck's back, or think of them as hooks. You're a fish and you're passing by hooks. And you just don't take the hook. It's never about you. It's about them. So just say it's about them, not about me. Well, just wanted to call your attention to the little on the bottom left hand, the dollar sign, the super chat. As I mentioned, our views on YouTube are down. I have some legal expenses that I have to deal with, having to do with my support groups, which I won't even get into that. But financial contributions from you guys help to pay for the videos that I put up and even the live chats. So anything you want to contribute would be fantastic. And YouTube makes it really easy just by clicking on that little button with the dollar sign. Joseph Clulo says, have you tried exercise? How to deal with depression and anxiety? His mother says, Shannon, do good thoughts really help? Yeah, that's what cognitive behavioral therapy is about. It's about good thoughts, absolutely, and about, kind of refuting the negative thoughts, the negativity. How to deal with intrusive thoughts that create great anxiety, stuck in the head. Well, if you get up and you climb up Rocky Butte, you won't be able to think. You'll be too exhausted. So intense exercise. Also, I have a video called How to Respond to Intrusive and Obsessive Thoughts. Anything in that video check out that video, How to Respond to Intrusive and Obsessive Thoughts. Essentially, you can watch them go by, you can refute them, or you can just turn your mind to something else. There's also a book called Brain Lock by Jeffrey Schwartz that will help you do that. I'm 45 years and I hate most people. Is that normal? They go, I know it's not normal. It is not normal to hate most people, whether you're 15, 45, or 70 like me. So whatever's going on, if you have some anger, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with anger. Just, go into therapy, get to the root of it, and maybe once you process it and release it and get out of your system, your negativity towards people will fade. Jay Dixon, intrusive thoughts are the worst. A sign of PMS for me, and they usually hit while I'm in the shower. Hard to find a distraction. Well, think of the nice warm water sprinkling over your face, or you can go ahead and this is really good, like a massage on your hair. There are certain things you can buy. Stimulates the old blood flow. Thank you for your 10-pound contribution, Jason. You're a mensch, as we say in Yiddish. Jason has started off. Usually we try to get $50 in the hour, and Jason's got us 20% there. By the way, Jason, for that contribution, you can tell one of your puns. I could use one right now. All right, let's see what other people are thinking. Why didn't Nietzsche order a taxi? He was more of an Ubermensch. Very, very funny. I like it. So Jay, did that help? That explanation about how to deal with intrusive thoughts when you're in the shower? Can you manage to feel more indifferent? Just take a deep breath. Manage yourself being surrounded by a robe of light, a golden robe of light protecting you against all insults. And just say, it's none of my business. Bless these people because they must be in pain to be insulting you, and just affirm I'm a good and wonderful person. Something like that. Just come up with an affirmation for yourself and a little bit of maybe visualizations of light around you. And also, you can go to your counselor, therapist, and find out what it is about these insults that are so difficult for you. Jucapimo, about suicide toughs. I try not to panic. They come and they go. That's right. That's right. It is horrible. I feel that after having thoughts, we get PTSD from. That's true, but you can they are thoughts and they do come and they go. They're not permanent. I am now in the midst of writing the first book I've written in 18 years on suicide prevention. I'm trying to get a publisher. I will get a publisher. This is a very important subject. Rates of suicide have gone up 30% in the United States since 1999. 30%. Rates of cancer have not gone up 30%. Rates of heart disease, rates of lung disease, asthma, even Alzheimer's, I don't think has gone up by that much. Maybe Alzheimer's has, but all the other diseases that we've been battling for a long time, certainly not infectious diseases. So this is a public health crisis, and a lot of people are dealing with it right now because we live in a very dark time. What do you suggest is the best therapy for anger? There's a book called Your Perfect Right about how to become more assertive. It's called Your Perfect Right. It's about assertiveness. And I'm sure there are many other wonderful books about anger that you can just, Google and find on the internet. But Your Perfect Right is a good book. So what do I think is the best therapy for anger? Well, the Dalai Lama says just to realize that these people are in pain and not to take it personally. Some people think you should go pound, pillows on the couch and get it out cathartically. I think that's okay, but you don't want to stay too long on that. It just reinforces it. But I think some physical relief, again, intense exercise will take away anxiety, depression, and anger for maybe a couple hours because of the endorphins. Jaron Costwinder, well, you've been here before. I'm an Army veteran. It helps to talk about my experience. I can get very angry sometimes about nothing. Yes, right. Thank you very much, Joanne. And, veterans have a huge problem with PTSD. Speaking of suicide, 20 veterans die of suicide every day. That should not be happening. But yes, talking about your trauma with people, support. Support groups are so powerful. That's why I've been doing it for 18 years. Depression, anxiety, trauma, abuse, loss. Support groups are really, really good. You mean Yench? You mean Mensch? Yes. Jewish heritage, yes. Mensch is actually a Yiddish word. It comes from German, but it's not just Jewish. Anybody can be a Mensch, which is actually a German word meaning a person, a good person, a righteous person. Zahir, sir, I think people are judging me whenever I'm in social situation, due to which I become anxious. Well, that's social anxiety, Zahir. You're in a social anxiety position. You're in a social position. There's people around you. You feel that people are judging you. Again, therapy for social anxiety. Hey, could someone tell me how many people are watching? I do not have any way of finding this out in Safari, what the audience is. It's probably not as big as Sundays, maybe in the 30s or low 40s. Anyway, somebody let me know. I'd really appreciate it. What's an astronaut's favorite computer key? The space bar. All right. Well, where do astronauts go to work out? Planet Fitness. How's that? Tit for tat. Hey, Flower. Nice to hear from you. I love flowers. So does my wife, Joan. We have a nice deck with beautiful flowers. I will try that. Thanks to keep my Echo plugged in so I can tell Alexa to play some music. Yes, isn't Alexa lovely? Zofu, I get immediately bad thoughts about school and everything when I want to do homework, try studying. What should I do? Again, turn your mind. Say cancel, cancel. And focus on school or focus on something pleasant if you can. You might want to check out a psychologist who works with teenagers. I'm assuming you're a teenager. And work on, why those thoughts come up and what you can do to process them. When you try to stop your negative thoughts, they get stronger, Julie. Well, that's why a lot of people say, whatever you resist persists. Sometimes you should just watch them, observe them, don't push them away, don't grab onto them. Don't push them away, don't grab onto them. So sometimes fighting them is worse. Okay. Thanks, guys. I thought it was in the high 30s. Thank you for validating that. That suicide is shameful. That's helpful. Anyway, I'm writing an article about it. An article on what? Suicide? I wouldn't call it shameful. I would say that the impulse occurs because people get in unbearable pain that they think will never end. That's the key. Hopelessness is a trigger. And there's no shame. My God almighty. I have been suicidal 3 or 4 times. I've made an attempt, not a major attempt, but no, I have nothing but compassion for people who, who are in that state, because the pain is so excruciating. That's the only way they think they can get out of it, which is wrong, because all states of mind pass. It is temporary, but boy, it feels like each second is an eternity. So I can understand that you want to get out of that pain, but there's no shame, there's no judgment. Thanks for your live chats. Yes, Cheryl Daniel. They're normally every Sunday at noon. And I just did one this Wednesday just to get some more interaction with you guys and make up for the fact that I didn't publish a video on Monday. When I go off my medication, will I lose all the weight I've gained, says Exotic Enigma. Well, depends on the medication, right? Talk to your doctor. Things like Zyprexa, the antipsychotics, do promote weight gain, and oftentimes when people do go off them, they do lose the weight, assuming they exercise. Jeronin, I'm going to sleep now, all alone in the office tomorrow. Nice to have seen you, Douglas. Stay strong. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'm going through my own challenge. I really appreciate that. Flora, Douglas, I feel secure about getting older, looking older, becoming less attractive to a bad degree. Do many people have this? What do I do? You must be a woman, obviously, because men don't really have the same issue about appearance. You might not be, but you probably are. And hey, it's all about accepting yourself. The body isn't permanent. The body is going to break down. Hey, I can't ride 100 miles anymore like I did 4 years ago. So we just accept that our body changes. But look, Flower, you're a spirit. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So just keep identifying with who you really are. This body is just like a cloak that we're wearing, that someone's giving us for a couple of years. You know, it's like when you die, it's like a snake shedding its skin. So try not to be so identified with the body. Everybody becomes less attractive when they get older. A very wise man once said, beauty is a function of youth, but he's really talking about external beauty. Internal beauty is timeless. And if you stay in touch with that internal beauty, it doesn't really matter how you look. Hey, sorry for asking, why don't you do videos with Noah anymore? Why, that's amazing. You should say that because I'm going to see Noah on Friday. My God, did you hear Siri talking to me? Hey Siri, I didn't ask you anything. Let me go ahead and put us on airplane. Then Siri won't be talking to me. You know, Siri sometimes can get out of hand. Okay, so why don't I do videos with Noah? Because he's so darn busy, that's why. But I have asked him, and I'm going to see him Friday, 2 days from now, 48 hours from now. We're going to be sitting discussing YouTube and videos and depression recovery. Hey, maybe we'll make a video right there in his living room. You're a genius, Giacopimo. I'm going to call him up right after and tell him there's been a request from the live chat for a double trouble, me and Noah. We'll pick a subject and we'll go for it. A spontaneous 5-minute interaction. And then we can play it on both channels. How's that sound? Flowers says, yes, hopelessness and pain. You better believe it, but there's a way to get out of it. There's a way to mitigate it. That's a good SAT word, right? Sandra says, why are you sorry, you're asking? I'm not quite sure who you're referring to. Yes, so what do you do with hopelessness and pain? You find little moments of pleasure. That's what you do. I don't, turn on your favorite music on Alexa. Check out an old rerun of something on television you liked. If you still enjoy eating, have a piece of chocolate. And mostly reach out to people and connect with somebody. There are ways to take the unbearable pain, the unbearable suicide pain, and have little breaks in it, little tiny cracks of light coming into the darkness. And if you do that and you hang on long enough, it will pass. I promise you. And of course, reaching out to others and getting some sort of support is really critical. Yeah, Flower, I'm not quite sure. Jason says, exercise is a must for anxiety. It burns off adrenaline. He said that earlier, and now I can see it. Excellent. Hey, Sam Plays, nice to see you. Kashi Shika, excess of alcohol seems to cause my anxiety, which is crippling. Excellent. That's true. You should basically do it in moderation. How not to be so lazy anymore. Find something that excites you. If you're depressed, that's a problem. Then just go ahead and just make yourself do it, as Nike says. Do you do live stream every Wednesday from now on? I've missed a few streams. I'm doing it like every other Wednesday, but I am doing my my video chat every Sunday. So every Sunday and every other Wednesday. Anthony Olson says, what spiritual resources do I recommend? Well, meditation. Also, if you're open to Buddhism, That's, it's more of a psychology than religion. Just read the works of the great mystics and saints like Ramana Maharshi. That's on my door. But join a meditation group. That would be very, very helpful. I understand what your comments about the Bible, by the way. There's a lot of dark stuff in there, but there's a lot of light also. Heather Collins, nice one, says Jason. And I don't know, I thought it was a Star Crunch. I'm not quite sure what Heather said, but it must have been some sort of a major joke. Jose Quezada says, 3 to 4 months ago in the darkest place of my life, going through depression, and severe anxiety, having terrifying intrusive thoughts, I found your videos during that phase. And man, it's like it was never there. Well, thank you, Jose. That's very nice. I do these videos because I empathize with everybody out there who's suffering. I've really been having a hard time of it since I've been 18. I'm now 70. 52 years of misery, hopelessness. No, it's not been that bad. I'm sounding like Woody Allen. But it has been a struggle, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, it has not been easy. But there have been moments of joy. My goddaughter's graduation, my godson's graduation, getting in the National Honor Society. Hey, seeing the New York Yankees win 3 out of 4 years in the World Series. Hikes to the coast, hikes up Angel's Rest. Yeah, I've had joy, and so can you. Esma Go, hi Douglas and everyone. I feel so worthless. I've been sexually abused. Wow, I am really sorry. What do you recommend for coping worthlessness? Well, you need to go into therapy and process that abuse. That's one of the things that people feel like. There are support groups in America. I don't know where you live. From your name, you might not live in America, but there are certainly books on the topic. There's a good book called The Courage to Heal, and of course, finding someone to work with one-on-one. But yes, if the worthlessness is coming from sexual abuse, you need to get some support for that. But let me tell you a story. It's called the $20 bill story. I hope you're still there. I don't have one on me, but a man holds up a $20 bill to an audience speaker, motivational speaker. He says, who wants this $20 bill? Everybody's hands go up. He says, okay, now what? And he takes this $20 bill and he crumbles it in his hand. And now he says, now who wants a $20 bill? And still people are raising their hands left, right, and center. Then he takes the $20 bill and he drops on the floor. He stamps on it, crumbles it up, and now when he opens up his hand, it's dirty, crumbled, and disgusting. Who wants a $20 bill? Still people are raising their hands. The man says, you've learned a very important lesson. You see, no matter what I did to this $20 bill, right? No matter what I did to it, it's still worth $20. Even in its crumpled state, even its dirty state, even its tramped on state, it's still worth $20. Well, think of yourself as that $20 bill. Life may trample on you, you may be crumpled up, you may get dirty, you may be a mess, but you're still worth $20. Nothing will ever take away from your internal worth. You will always be worth it. So think of yourself like that $20 bill. You have an inner worth and nothing can take that away, not sexual abuse, not physical abuse, not verbal abuse, not tragedy, not loss. You are still a very worthwhile person, and you can never lose your inherent worth, whatever happens to you. Just keep saying to yourself, I'm a worthy person, I'm a child of God, a child of spirit, whatever you want to use if you're spiritual, and just tell yourself that, and also, get some help in processing your grief, because that's a big trauma. Biggest killer in the UK under 50 is suicide. Yes, that's why I'm writing a book on it. And the Star Crunch, I need to tell a joke again. Okay, now I'm going to the more current vegetables, the current comments. The one says Gaza Strip will be unlivable by 2020. Gaza is an open air prison. Unemployment rate is about 85%. Wow. I'm really, I hope that the folks around there can do something. Greetings for Iran. Hey, I can't quite read your name. You'll have to translate to English. Nice. Hey, I know a lot of Persians, baby. My best friend's son is married to a Persian. I'm a very spiritual person, says Flora, but the judgments of my environment still affect me. I'm not Buddha, No, but we're striving to be one. Getting old is mandatory, feeling old is optional. Hey, Abdullah, that's the best thing I've ever heard. You know what Bertrand Russell said, or George Bernard Shaw, great playwright? The spirit of genius is okay, the secret to genius is to carry the spirit of childhood into old age. Yes, you can be old, but you don't have to feel old. You know what? I'm going to send you a copy of this chart. If you give me your email address, Abdullah, I will send you a copy of self-care activities to improve your mood. As a matter of fact, I will send this to anybody who makes a donation. And if you make $5, I will send you an ebook of my memoir, which is the best thing ever written, When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, A Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Depression and Anxiety. I love this book. I put my entire heart and spirit into it. And it's about my miraculous recovery from a life-threatening depressive illness and what I did to survive. Flower, in this culture, men are usually not judged by their looks as much as women. That's just the way it is, at least in Western civilization. I feel like people get options while anxious while having options, says Arun. That's normal. Just try to limit your options. Does EMDR therapy work? For a lot of people, it does. Kasim, these talks help me a lot. I'm glad they do. Good. We got a lot of people in the Middle East today. Wow. Scared of getting a heart attack again when all is good with my heart. I know, Radislav. My wife just had a heart attack in October, and she's vigilant, but you just have to tell yourself, I trust my body's wellness. Wow, you're a man and not a woman. Wow, amazing. Well, that shows how. So, yeah, well, men are not judged as much for their looks. So, if you feel that you're getting older and unattractive, yeah, I don't think. Well, just say I'm a man and people don't care as much, or just say that again. I retain my inner beauty. Very funny, Jason. Very common, says this exotic enigma of Flower, about people feeling less attractive when they get older. Why do I feel every time I'm close to losing a friend? Zebufu, you probably have some anxiety about abandonment. Again, work that out in therapy. God bless you, Mr. Blocks' says Big Oak. Well, you're welcome. All right. I like, again, Abdullah, what you said. Again, the live chat thing is a lower left-hand corner. Remember, anybody who contributes will get a free copy of my chart and a free ebook. Heather Collins, when I first started my career, my boss would yell at me. Now I'm 47, and the process of starting over with a 27-year-old boss, and I'm 47. And raising my anxiety brings back horrible thoughts. Well, you shouldn't let any boss yell at you. If they do, you may want to, talk to them about it, or find someplace else to be. Help your body with fruits and vegetables, absolutely. Jose Quesada, I just want to thank you for having the channel. You are helping many people, including myself, to finally overcome the hell we've been going through for years. My heart goes out to you and everyone. Thank you, Jose. What a beautiful statement. Again, send me your email and I'll send you that chart. What should you do? What should you do when you really live in a hell and everybody around you is hopeless? Boy, Mohammed, that's a tough question. I do not at all envy you. Well, can you move? Can you go to a different country? Can you go to Jordan? That's a lot more civilized, or you're pretty much stuck where you are. If that's the case, Muhammad, try to be a light. Try to give love and hope and encouragement to everybody around you in this hell. There's an old saying that you may or may not be able to really embrace, but I love it. It's from a book called The Lazy Man's Guide to Enlightenment. It's very profound, and here it is. When you learn to love hell, you will be in heaven. I'll say it again. When you learn to love hell, you will be in heaven. So you're in hell. So try to be a shiner of light in hell. Try to be someone who eases other people's suffering, if only 5%. And that will make your being in hell have purpose and meaning. So people have told me that when they've been in really hellish situations, they try to help other people and shine a light, and it makes it somewhat redemptive, even though it will not stop your suffering. Wow. Dana Lee is sending Flower lots of love, and Flower says to Dana, so much appreciated. What faith do I follow? Well, I actually follow the faith of Alcohol Anonymous. I believe we all have a higher power. Every day I turn my will and my life over to that higher power and let it guide and direct my way. I'm also a student of the Unity School of Metaphysical Christianity, which started here in the United States in Kansas City, Missouri in the late 1800s. It's very positive It's very affirmative. They said there's only one good in the universe. They believe in a very loving infinite intelligence. You might call it God. You might call it spirit, and that we're here to basically, manifest that light, become, holy, so to speak, in ourselves, and share that love with other people. Does EMDR therapy work? It does for some people, like everything. Look it up. Talk to a practitioner that does it. No military leader should push any religion. It makes it worse anyway. It may be too complicated to get into here. Well, of course, Sandra. That's called a dictatorship. America was founded on freedom of religion, so of course. Two people stole a calendar. They each got 6 months. Just if you're a crack up. I love that $20 analogy. I'm so looking older, still worth $20 as well, right? Absolutely. You will be worth $20 when you take your last breath, because look, what is essential in you cannot age. Don't you remember what in the greatest book ever written, The Little Prince, right? The Little Prince said, what is essential is what is essential is invisible to the eye. It can only be seen with the heart. Do I have a copy of The Little Prince here? This book changed my life. Let me see. I thought we had one here. Damn. I'm looking. It should be here. Well, it isn't. But I'm sure some of you, man, oh man, why is it when you really want something, it's not here? Okay, so how many people have read this book? I'm sure someone here. It sold more copies than any other book written in history. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Abdullah, thank you for giving me your email. I will send you a little chart because aging is optional, is mandatory, but feeling old is optional. I love that. Let me go over here. Let me put this here. Hey, Joni? Yeah. Do you have any idea where the crock pot is? Where the crock pot is? Yeah. No, I don't. Okay. I'll find it. Learn to love yourself, suggests. Anyway, who has heard of The Little Prince? Come on, someone's got to rock. Someone has to raise their hand. Have to jet. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, chatters. Great questions. Thank you, Dana Lee. I love the name Dana. What can I tell you? I need to get back to Ajahn Brahm. I been to watch his talks last year. Thanks for the reminder. And who is Ajahn Brahm? Obviously a spiritual man. Oh, you met him in London. Hey, Joan, remember to take your coupon, okay? Flora, Douglas, you're 70. You suffered depression a long time. It's been obvious not for your looks. What was the reason for your depression? Improper bonding when I was young to my mother, and having major attachment problems. When I lose people, especially intimate relationships, I just fall apart. So I've got an Achilles heel, my friend. But other than that, I got a lot that's going on that's good. Frosty. I love that name. Oh, man. My psychiatrist's humor is as dark as mine, no matter how terrible I feel. They always know how to get me smiling. Humor's a wonderful thing. Okay, let's hear a dark joke, Frosty. That's exactly how I feel. I feel I do not feel old and gray and bald inside at all. Well, that's the real you. Don't worry about what's on the outside. Remember, what's essential is invisible to the eye. Who has read The Little Prince? Somebody here has read The Little Prince. They must have. I tried to catch some fog. I missed. Oh, Jason, you're the best. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it. Water, sunscreen, sleep, and a good serum does wonders. I'm not quite sure what serum you're referring to. Yes, we had The Little Prince in school, of course. And never heard of it? You must read it, Big Oak. Your life will never be the same. What is that chart? Oh, Sandra, you're talking about the self-care activities to improve your mood? This is it right here. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. There it is right there. Self-characters improve your mood. And these are all these 45 techniques I've discovered over the years to change your brain chemistry in the moment. Hey guys, you don't want the Sunday live chatters to outdo you. I think we've only had one donation from Jason, so maybe we can have some other people. Just click on that little dollar sign at the bottom of your screen. Anyway, anybody who hasn't read The Little Prince, you're definitely in store for an amazing experience. Jose Quezada, one of the books that helped me a lot was What to Do When You Talk to Yourself. One of the books by Shameful Helster, yes, talks about how to reprogram your brain. I used it to help me program positive thoughts in my mind. I have that book. It's a great book. Shad Helmstetter and I are on the same page. We both talk about self-talk. I'm glad it's helped. Yes, that was the reason for me as well. Wrong attachment to my mother, so it must be the same reason. Yeah. Early attachment, oh my goodness. If you have problems with early attachment to either parent, it's going to basically leave, vulnerabilities for the rest of your life. But you can work through it, but boy, it's tough. What did the moon coffee bean say to the baby coffee bean? Mom coffee bean, you're grounded. Oh my goodness, Sharon Stacy. You have got the award for the worst joke of the year. And I like it so much because I drink coffee, I'm going to copy it. Virtuous woman, I must stop allowing people to take my kindness for weakness. Absolutely. If people are doing that, I would say that you might want to find other people. Kindness is a wonderful virtue. Matter of fact, the Dalai Lama said, my religion is kindness. That's the best thing that anybody ever said. Aldous Huxley, the great novelist who wrote Brave New World, who did a lot of, wrote The Perennial Philosophy and did a lot of psychedelics, said on his deathbed, if I had to do it all over again, I would have been a little bit more kind. Kindness is a wonderful thing. And someone just gave $5. Jeff Delala, oh my goodness, Jeff, you've been a silent partner here. I love Jeff's. He's been on this chat forever. He's been a patron supporter. And there you are, you just showed up with your wonderful contribution. Thank you. Well, we're about 33% there to our goal. I do appreciate it, but I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste that wonderful joke. What did the bomb coffee bee say to her son? You're grounded. Thank you, Shannon Stacy. You have forever endeared me. Or endeared yourself to me. Any update on the amount of people watching right now, you guys? Maybe 35 to 40, still the same, I hope. Flora, the irony is that I know a lot and I help people with their problems, but I can't seem to solve my own. I'm a tarot correlator. Oh, I love the tarot. Hey, if you go to the Oprah Winfrey blog site, you'll see that my book, Astrology for Yourself, is considered the #1 astrology book in print, according to the person writing that column. It's a workbook on how to do astrology. I knew a lot of tarot readers. It's a very cool, what's the word, study. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. That is the worst. Oh my God. Hey, Julie, thumbs up. Ajahn Brahman is a Buddhist monk of the Theravada tradition. That's what I thought. Or the Forest tradition, the Buddhist Society of Western Australia YouTube channel. Thank you, Sandra. I've heard of him. I know he's a cool person. Thank you for letting me know. Why do cats love bowling? It's right up their alley. Heather Collins, you're doing it. God, these jokes are getting better. You're really making my day, man. I'm telling you, I was melancholic before I came on here. I'm cutting and pasting that one. Oh my goodness, my goodness. I used to like bowling a lot. Back in the 60s when I was growing up, bowling was very popular among young people. I don't know if people still do bowling, but that's cool. Thank you, Jeff, for your $5 contribution. I wish I could donate, but YouTube won't allow me, my region in the Middle East, to donate. Well, Abdullah, you know what you can do? You can just get on the internet, which you're on, and go to paypal.com and set up an account for free, assuming you have a checking account. And you can send me a donation, and I'll get 100%, unlike Google, where they take a cut. So yeah, just go to PayPal and get yourself a little account. And my PayPal receiving address is my email, douglasblog@gmail.com. Shannon Stacy thinks that joke was very good. I don't know which one. Heather Collins. Yep, they both like Heather Collins' joke. Jay Dixon. I read The Little Prince, same author as The Secret Garden. Nice story of humility when you're fortunate or not. Well, actually, that's The Little Princess, right. The Secret Garden is my favorite children's book by Frances Hodgkin Burnett. Also did The Little Princess. This is called The Little Prince. It's by a French author named Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. All right. I must stop allowing to take my kindness. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. 33. Okay, that's what I thought. Thanks for letting me know. Jose Quesada, thank you for the $5 donation. If you're in a tough spot, always remember you're not alone. There are many people going through the same thing. Learn to love and appreciate everyone around you. Jose, you're a realized being. And you look really cute. You almost look like a dog. Anyway, I'm just curious where you live and what part of the world. Anyway, you sound like a wonderful person. Maybe you'll come to Portland and you can say hello. What is a pirate's favorite letter? You think that it's the R? Nope, it's the C. Oh my God. By the way, fish oils do work, not a lot, but they do. Thank you, Flower. Oh well, Anthony, LOL. Anthony must have told a good joke. Mine, they're coming so fast and furious, I can't even listen to them. Oh yeah, the pirate's favorite letter is the C. Very cool. All right. All of you people who never grew up, here it is. Laugh Out Loud Jokes for Kids by Rob Elliott. Get this on any bookstore. There's 3 volumes. What do you call a cow that can't give milk? A milk dud. That's a candy in America. Why did the birds get in trouble? They were using foul language. Oh my God. And what do cowboys like on their salad? We had a cowboy from Eastern Oregon come here. Ranch dressing. And finally, what kind of language do billboards speak? Sign language. How's that for 4 bad puns? What do you advise people to do that can't afford therapy? Well, come to these live chats, of course. Listen to 10 of my videos a day. I'm joking. Jose Casani, you live in Gardena. I know where that is. Yeah, come right up. I think I've been through there. Anyway, Big Oak. Well, in Portland, Oregon, we have the William Temple House that does therapy for $5. We have Good Samaritan Ministries that has it for free. Catholic and Jewish Family Services, again, $10. I don't know where you live. Oh, okay, a milk dud. A milk dud is a candy that's been around forever. It's like, it's like a Milky Way, I don't know, a Snickers bar. And yeah, so for you to get that joke, you have to know what a milk dud is. They probably don't sell them in Holland. Do they sell Milky Ways or Snickers or Three Musketeers or, Ring Dings? Who knows? Anyway, yes. So, Big Oak, yes. A lot of mental health centers have low cost or no cost therapy. So that's what you got to do, scat it out. Otherwise, there are depression chat rooms you can join on the internet. Also, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, has free support groups. So here's the key, Big Oak. What city do you live in? Either in America or somewhere else, and I may be able to give you some specific resources. You're in Norway. Well, Norway's a progressive country. There must be some places that have support groups or low-cost therapy, I'm hoping. Choms. I realize that one thing that helps me with depression is barbecuing. Making something tasty with my own hands is like therapy. Well, if you're a vegan, why not barbecue garden burgers? Or how about making soup? Flower, that amazing. I wish I lived in Portland, USA. I get it now, Milk Doug. I have cool, thanks. Well, Flower, you can come visit Portland anytime you want. It's actually kind of like Norway, but a lot warmer. Except you live in Holland. A Big Oak is in Norway, okay. Anyway, hey, you guys are both from Northern Europe. Anthony Olson, Jose, is Gardenia part of the greater LA area? I think so. I lived there for 6 years during graduate school. Had the opportunity to move back. I love LA, even having lived in South Central in the 90s. Wow, Anthony, you are a big California fan. Grilled corn is also very tasty if you're a vegan. Yes, I've had it. Thank you, Chomp Chomps. Lazy Eye Ranch! She made it. I'm reading a funny novel from 1995, hoping to get my mind off current events. Weird Trump is mentioned several times along with Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Author hated Trump even then. Wow. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas was named after me. I'm Douglas. She was an environmentalist in Southern California. She saved the Everglades. She wrote a book about it in 1947. How do I know? How do I know so much? If I'm so smart, how come I'm not rich? I know everything. Anyway, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas is a really cool woman. She lived to be 108. How do I know all this? Because I saw a documentary on the American experience on public television about her. But her high school was the place where a mass shooting took place last year. Totally tragic. That's something we have to stop in modern civilization. There's so much, especially in America, so much alienation, so much isolation, so much despair. The guy tried to sell me 2 venison legs for $200. I said, that's too dear. It's hard in Holland. To me, it seems that they don't understand people on an intuitive level at all. Really? Holland? That's the place where everybody smokes dope. Don't you think that people smoking marijuana, they'd be more intuitive? Hey, there's a documentary coming on in August on PBS about Woodstock. 50 years ago, I was there, 1969, how it came to be. I love America. I'll tell you, we have so many problems, but God, this is an amazing place to live, an amazing history, so many cool people trying to do so many good things, so much diversity, and I'm grateful for what we do have, even though our government is a complete and total mess. I have to wonder if the way the K-12 system is set up isn't a big contributor to a lot of mental health issues. And how does that work, Jay Dixon? I'd like you to, what's the word, tell us more. Extrapolate, that's not the right word. But anyway, yes, tell us a little bit more about why K through 12 contributes to mental illness. Anthony Nelson, Douglas, seeing your videos have in part inspired me to start a series of videos on music appreciation. Wow, I love music. I took a music appreciation course. Today's the 72nd birthday of my cousin Johnny. He's a concert pianist. I was in the orchestra playing clarinet. I know a lot of musicians, classical and otherwise. Will you please send me the link to your channel? Oh, by the way, check this out. Liz Life Guru, Detroit podcast, 1 hour interview of me. Go to your iTunes or your Android podcast app and just type in Liz Life Guru. And douglasblog@gmail.com. Please go ahead and send me the link to your music appreciation channel. 2 minutes away from Compton and Carson, 5 minutes from Torrance. I love it here. So much to do. My goddaughter loves LA too. She's down there right now. You saw Carlos Santana? My God, he must be 75. He's a phenomenal person. All right, Tulsi Gabbard would fix America. She debates Thursday, June 26th. Ignore the smears. I love Tulsi. I've seen her talk. Very bright woman from Hawaii. God, there's so many smart people running for president, but they got to pick somebody who's going to win. All right. My son had a horrible time in school, says Lazy Eye Ranch. I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, if self-isolation depression has been around for thousands of years, then why is it taking you another 3 years to relate and offer me some solutions? Okay. And are you speaking to me, Flower? I didn't realize I was taking 3 years. Anyway. Chronic lack of sleep. Susie Q, it's a great podcast. You're talking about Liz Life Guru? Yes, it is. Chronic lack of sleep due to early school start times, unnatural environment where everyone is in the same age, lives in the same area, Few healthy role models for how to interact like an adult. Well, Jay Dixon, I will completely agree with you on all those fronts. Tulsi Gabbard is brilliant. There were several progressive candidates who give me hope. Yes, I don't think they'll be nominated, but they are very cool people. I had a musical sister. That's harmonica. Oh my God, that was horrible. Oh my goodness, I gotta copy that then. That is so bad. Thank you, Jason. You just keep them coming. I may just do that, Douglas. I have another old friend in Portland, Leslie Brand, who's a violin builder. Wow. Anybody who builds violin, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You should have some milk duds, Flora. It might lift your mood. They're kind of cool. I have anxiety. Can alcohol add to it? Yes, alcohol can add to anxiety. Oh, I was speaking to my mind to the wannabe therapist here. Well, I don't think there's any wannabe therapist here. There's just people suffering and trying to offer help. Well, we have 8 minutes left. My computer's running low. Maybe we can get one more donation. That would be nice. I'll be back on Sunday. What is Sunday, everybody? Come on, tell me. Help me out. July 23rd, right? Yes, at 12 noon Pacific time. Right now I'm going to... That horrible harmonica joke? Man, that is bad. Thank you, Jason. What would we do without you? Seriously. Douglas, is this live chat every Wednesday? Every other Wednesday. Maybe every Wednesday. Right now I'm just doing it every other Wednesday. The next one will be 2 weeks from today, which is the 3rd of July, the day before July 4th. I normally turn, says Susie Q, I turn to alcohol for my anxiety and depression, but it usually just exacerbates it. You're right. I went through the deep hell. I can say I get something out of it. I picked up my guitar after putting it down for years, found meaning, a dream to strive for, and purpose. Beautifully said, Jose. You sound like an amazing person. We'll have to meet one of these lifetimes. Is this live chat every Wednesday? Tune in on July 3rd. It'll be every other Wednesday. I tell my 8th graders, I don't expect you to be friends with their classmates as long as you get the work done. I don't care if they invite this person to dance or speak to them outside of class. Jade, are you an 8th grade teacher? Santa Stacy, since you went through a depression so long, how did you get through bad episodes? One day at a time, Stacy. One day at a time, with a little help from my friends. Reaching out. Sandra, Tulsi's the only one for me. 2-time combat war veteran, stepped down as vice chair when she saw the corruption. I'm fighting hard for her. Sandra, good cause. I think I don't think she'll get the nomination, but I'm glad she's getting national attention. You're doing fine and you're honest. I really like that. Yes, thank you, Flower. A great name, even though in Holland people are, therapists are not intuitive. Yes, again, Liz Life Guru, you should go check it out. She does a wonderful job. This Friday, she's going to be talking about toxic people. Go to your local podcast app and type in Liz Life Guru. Why was a Jack Hammer always looking for a job? He was always pounding the pavement. Oh my God. My first super chat, LOL. Oh, is your first super chat? I don't think I saw any donations from you. It is, $2. Go Jade, what a mensch. Nice work, thanks. She will get the nomination, all it takes is no wanting her. Sandra, I just think that America is too sexist to elect a woman, but hey, I would support her if she had the nomination, definitely. My overall goal in life is to spread love to the world and teach people how to love. I don't think enough people in this world know how to love each other. What's your opinion? You are right on the money, Jose Quesada. Thumbs up, Jose. Send me your email address. I'll send you a chart. Yes, you are right on the money. What the world needs now is love, Jackie the Shannon. Jose, I want you to immediately, when we're done, in 5 minutes, I want you to go to YouTube, which you're on, and I want you to play this song. It was the #1 song back in the 70s. Has anyone else heard it besides me? Is anyone here as old as me? Probably not, but that's okay. I want you to listen to this song, Jose, and then I want you to email me what you thought. Got it? What the world needs now is love, Jackie DeShannon. You promise me you'll do that, Jose? What do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic. What? Where do you get these? Lazy Ranch, 250,000 people remain enslaved in Texas because they weren't told they were free. So sad, my dad told me about this. I didn't learn this travesty in school. Wow. And enslaved in Texas because they're immigrants? Burt Bacharach wrote that song, I think. Bingo, Lazy Ranch, you know about music. Jose, you love that song? How could you know about it? How old are you, dude? Yes, guess what? Hal David, who wrote the lyrics, lived down the street from my best friend. I've been to his house. It's a small world. 3 minutes left. 21% left on my computer. There I am. What happened? Something got weirded out. Can you hear me again? Wow. I have no idea why the microphone went down and the scene went off. I really apologize. At any rate, I'm back for the last minute. Sorry for that weird ending. Anyway, Juneteenth is today. Burt Bacharach is fantastic. I'm back to say goodbye. Sunday is the next one. I wrote it all down. June 25th is the first Democratic debate. Mental health care should be a reality. Whoopsie daisy, what is going on? I am really... Did you hit the space bar? Yes, I'm an astronaut. I hit something that basically cut us off the air for a while. All right, so it's time to sign off. Officially, it's 1 p.m., June 19th, Juneteenth, June 23rd, June 30th, Sundays, July 3rd, Wednesdays, the next 3 live chats. My next video is coming out on June 24th. It's going to be on, I forgot what it's going to be on, but it's going to be something really cool. And I wish I could remember. Anyway, thank you, Molly Bird. I'm glad I rock. Nice to hear from you at the end of the chat. Thanks, Anthony. Honestly, it's the administration that fights against me actually teaching. Yes, I had the same experience when I was a teacher in high school. And what is my next thing going to be? I did three really cool videos, and one of them was on the anti-inflammatory. Oh yeah, how to overcome job search depression. Any of you looking for a job? This coming Monday, July 24th, 2019, I'll be having a video about if you're searching for a job and you're getting discouraged and you feel depressed because no one's hiring you, what to do about it. That's what my next video is about. The video after that is how to deal with a toxic work environment, and the video after that is how to have a diet that will keep inflammation away and keep you healthy. There you have it. Sandra, you're a great supporter of Tulsi. I'm glad that you are. Career change, depression, anxiety here. Yep. Okay. Well, it's now 1:02. Any last second donations on Super Chat? You can do it on the way out. Now I can be heard, and now I can say goodbye. See you next Sunday on June 23rd. Everybody have a great week. It's beautiful here to Portland. I'm going to go take a bike ride. Do you realize by the Flaming Lips? What's it about, Jose? Tell me what that song is about. You can put it here in the chat after I sign off. That's a gorgeous song. Okay, Lazy Eye Ranch and Jose Quesada, I'm going to have to listen to that song. Do you realize by the Flaming Lips? Thanks for turning me on. Everybody read the Little Print. Everybody, The Little Prince. It's a book. Everybody listen to. What the world needs now is love. Everybody bless yourself and your neighbors. Everybody send love out into the world, including Mohammed over in the Gaza Strip. Everybody send light to the Gaza Strip. Send love to the Gaza Strip. They need it. And we'll see you this coming Sunday.